Hello, budding chemists. Welcome to an exciting journey into the world of atoms and molecules. Today, we are diving deep into a super important concept, molar mass, and how it helps us count tiny particles. We'll explore what a mole is, how to calculate molar mass, and use a simple formula to relate mass to moles. From easy definitions to competitive exam insights, we'll cover everything you need. Get ready to unlock the secrets of chemical quantities. Let's start with the basics. Understanding the mole concept is like learning a new counting unit. It makes dealing with tiny atoms much easier. Imagine you want to count individual grains of sand on a beach. Impossible, right? In chemistry, we face a similar challenge with atoms and molecules. That's where the mole comes in. A mole is just a fancy word for a specific, very large number, 6.0 to 2 x 1023 particles. This number is called Avogadro's number, and it helps us count atoms, molecules, or even ions in a practical way. So, if you have 1 mole of iron atoms, you literally have 6.0 to 2 x 1023 iron atoms. Now, let's talk about molar mass. Simply put, molar mass is the mass of 1 mole of any substance, expressed in grams. It's numerically equal to the atomic mass for elements or molecular mass for compounds, but with units of grams per mole or g-mol. For instance, carbon's atomic mass is 12 U, that's the atomic mass unit. So, 1 mole of carbon weighs 12 grams. Similarly, water, H2O, has a molecular mass of 18 U, which means its molar mass is 18 grams per mole. This conversion from U to g-mol is super handy. Finally, how do we connect all this? With a simple formula. The number of moles equals the given mass of a substance divided by its molar mass. This formula, moles is equal to mass molar mass, is your key to solving countless chemistry problems. Try these practice questions to test your understanding. You'll need to use Avogadro's number and calculate molar masses to find the answers. Good luck! Ready to dive a bit deeper? The mole concept is more than just counting, it's a fundamental bridge in chemistry. The mole acts as a crucial bridge, connecting the microscopic world of atoms and molecules to the macroscopic world of grams and kilograms that we can measure in the lab. It's the cornerstone of stoichiometry, allowing us to predict exactly how much of each substance will react or be produced in a chemical reaction. The specific value of Avogadro's number isn't random, it's precisely defined so that 1 mole of carbon-12 atoms weighs exactly 12 grams, providing a consistent reference point for all other elements and compounds. Calculating molar mass for compounds is a critical skill. You simply add up the molar masses of all the individual atoms present in the compound's chemical formula. Take sulfuric acid, H2SO4, for example. You'd sum the molar masses of 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 sulfur atom, and 4 oxygen atoms. This systematic approach ensures accuracy. Once you have the molar mass, you can easily use it in our moles formula. Remember, the formula N is equal to mm can be rearranged to find mass or molar mass, giving you flexibility in your calculations. The true power of the mole concept shines in understanding chemical reactions. Balanced chemical equations don't just tell us which substances react, they tell us the *mole ratios in which they react. For instance, in the formation of water, 2 moles of hydrogen react with 1 mole of oxygen to yield 2 moles of water. By converting these mole ratios into mass ratios using molar masses, we can precisely measure out reactants in grams and predict product yields in the lab or in industrial settings. This precision minimizes waste and ensures efficient chemical processes. Time to put your expanded knowledge to the test. These questions will challenge you to calculate molar masses for more complex compounds and apply the mole formula in different scenarios. Think about how the mole concept helps you convert between mass and the number of particles or moles. Pause the video, work through them carefully, and see how well you've grasped the medium-level concepts. All the best! Now, let's elevate our understanding. The mole concept has deeper theoretical connections and practical applications. When we talk about molar mass, precision is key. The atomic masses listed on the periodic table are actually average atomic masses. This is because most elements exist as isotopes, which are atoms of the same element with different numbers of neutrons and thus different masses. The average atomic mass takes into account the natural abundance of each isotope. For instance, chlorine has two main isotopes, Cl35 and Cl37. Its average atomic mass, and therefore its molar mass, is about 35.5 gmol, reflecting this natural mix. This precision is vital for accurate chemical calculations. The mole concept is indispensable in stoichiometry, the study of quantitative relationships in chemical reactions. Balanced chemical equations provide exact mole ratios between reactants and products. For example, in the reaction of hydrogen and oxygen to form water, 2 moles of hydrogen always react with 1 mole of oxygen to produce 2 moles of water. By using molar masses, we can easily convert these mole ratios into measurable mass ratios, allowing chemists and engineers to predict and control reaction outcomes precisely. Furthermore, for gases, 1 mole of any ideal gas occupies 22.4 liters at standard temperature and pressure, providing another powerful conversion tool. The applications of molar mass and the mole concept are vast and impact many industries. In pharmaceuticals, it ensures precise drug dosages. In chemical manufacturing, it optimizes reactant amounts to maximize product yield and minimize waste. Environmental scientists use it to measure pollutant concentrations, and even the food industry relies on it for accurate ingredient proportions. These applications highlight how this seemingly abstract concept is fundamental to real-world scientific and engineering solutions, ensuring efficiency, safety, and quality. It's challenge time. These hard-level questions require you to think critically and apply the mole concept in more complex scenarios. You'll deal with isotopes, gas volumes at STP, and stoichiometric ratios. Remember to break down each problem, identify what's given and what needs to be found, and use the appropriate formulas and conversions. Take your time, analyze the questions, and push your understanding further. Welcome to the ultimate challenge. Here, we'll explore the mole concept at a competitive level, delving into its historical context, advanced calculations, and engineering insights. The mole concept has a rich history. Early pioneers like Dalton, Gay-Lussac, and Avogadro laid the foundational ideas about atoms and their relative amounts. Cannizzaro's work in the mid-19th century was crucial in standardizing atomic and molecular weights. For a long time, the mole was defined based on the mass of carbon-12. However, in 2019, a major scientific shift occurred. The mole was redefined by fixing Avogadro's number to an exact value of 6.02214076 times 1023. This change provides a more universal and precise definition, independent of any physical artifact, aligning the mole with other fundamental constants of nature. Beyond simple compounds, molar mass calculations become more intricate. Consider hydrates, which are compounds like copper sulfate pentahydrate, containing water molecules within their crystal structure. Their molar mass includes the mass of these water molecules. For mixtures, we can calculate an average molar mass, a concept vital in industrial processes involving gas blends or solutions. Molar mass also underpins percent composition calculations, telling us the exact proportion of each element in a compound. These advanced calculations are essential for detailed chemical analysis and formulation in various engineering and scientific fields. The mole concept forms the bedrock for understanding solution concentrations. Molarity, expressed as moles of solute per liter of solution, is widely used for quantitative analysis. Molality, moles of solute per kilogram of solvent, offers a temperature-independent measure, crucial in certain physical chemistry studies. Normality, which considers the reactive capacity or equivalent weight, is often applied in acid-base titrations and redox reactions. Furthermore, the mole concept is indispensable in determining empirical and molecular formulas. By converting experimental mass percentages into mole ratios, we can deduce the simplest whole number ratio of atoms, empirical formula, and then, using the compound's overall molar mass, find the actual number of atoms in a molecule, molecular formula. The impact of the mole concept resonates across engineering and industrial sectors. Chemical engineers rely on mole balances and molar masses to design efficient reactors, optimize yields, and manage waste in large-scale production. In material science, understanding molar ratios is fundamental to creating new alloys or polymers with specific properties. Quality control departments use molar mass calculations to verify the purity of raw materials and finished products. Even in environmental remediation, accurate mole calculations determine the precise amounts of reagents needed to treat pollutants. The mole concept is not just a theoretical idea, it's a practical tool that drives innovation and efficiency in the real world. You've reached the highest level. These questions are designed to challenge your deep understanding of the mole concept, covering advanced calculations, historical context, and applications. From hydrates and molarity to empirical formulas and stoichiometry, each problem requires careful thought and precise application of principles. Work through them systematically, paying close attention to details and units. Good luck, and remember, every correct answer strengthens your foundation. Let's continue with the remaining questions, pushing your limits even further. These problems demand a comprehensive grasp of the mole concept, linking it to various aspects of chemistry like colligative properties and industrial yield calculations. Think critically, apply your knowledge of mole conversions, and demonstrate your mastery. These are the kinds of questions that distinguish top performers. You've got this. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into molar mass and the mole concept. I hope you've enjoyed this comprehensive journey, from the basics to advanced applications. Remember, the mole is a fundamental concept that will serve you well throughout your chemistry studies and beyond. For more such engaging and in-depth educational content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep excelling. See you next time.